Hello everyone, welcome back to our Python programming video lecture series. I hope you all are safe and doing well. And once again, I hope that you must have revised our last lecture. That is, you must have performed and practiced how to start and close the Python program. And also, you must have solved the assignment based on it. So, let us start with our next lecture, that is lecture number 7. So, in this lecture, we are going to see what are the identifiers in Python and what are the comments in Python. So, let us start. So again, welcome back to the Python programming. Now, if we see the syllabus, you will understand that we have come so far in this journey of learning Python programming. We have started with the basic concept of programming, that is introduction to programming. Then we learn about program execution, and then we started about learning Python. In meanwhile, we have covered so many topics about Python, and in the last lecture, we saw how to start and close the Python program. Now, we are about to begin the second half of the syllabus. So, let us start with our lecture number 7. So, let's start with our lecture number 7. In this lecture, we are going to cover things to remember about Python identifier and comments in Python. Again, these two are very simple topic and you will understand very quickly. Things to remember about Python identifier. First, we will see what is the identifier. Identifier is the user-defined name of a program element. It can be a variable name or method name, etc. So basically, identifier is user-defined program element. Now what do you mean by user-defined program element? Suppose we take the example of addition of two numbers. So I will put two variables a and b and will put some value to them. Now this a and b have been defined by me. Also, if I write some function in the source code of that program, the name of the function will be defined by me. So it is the user or programmer who defines the variable names, method names and similar thing. So these are the user-defined element in a program. If you consider the function like print, print is an inbuilt function. I don't define print, or I will just define what do I have to print in the output within that print function. So it's a keyword. The words or the elements which are inbuilt in a Python and we use it directly are called as keyword, and the elements which we define or to which we give a name to them are called as user-defined program elements or identifier. Now let us see two important things to remember about a Python identifier. Python is a case-sensitive language, hence identifier must start with a lowercase letter. Then second, Python do not allow special characters such as and, at, dollar, hash, etc. within identifiers. Now let us see these two rules in detail in our Python's shell. So this is my screen and I want to open Python shell, that is Python's graphical user interface, which is a form of Python's interactive interpreter. As we have learned in our last lecture, we have to go to the start and then type idle over here to open Python's idle or graphical user interface. As we have seen in our earlier lecture, Python's graphical user interface or Python shell is more efficient than Python's command prompt. Hence, we are using Python shell. Now, in this shell, I will take one variable a and will give it a value as 5. So, I will ask shell that what is the value of a. So, it is giving me the answer 5. But if instead of small a, that is lowercase a, I put capital A and ask its value, it is giving me an error. Name A is not defined. What it means? It means Python is a case-sensitive language and its identifiers are also case-sensitive. The value of small a cannot be assigned or retrieved from capital A and vice versa. If I give some value to a capital A, that is a equal to 8, and now we'll ask what is a. It's giving me the value 8. And again, if I ask the value for small a, it is still giving me the value as 5. So, uppercase letter and lowercase letter, rather its corresponding lowercase letter, cannot be replaced and their values cannot be changed. Hence, identifiers are case sensitive. This was our first rule about the identifier. Now, what we saw in a second rule, that identifier cannot accept some special characters like @ hash, dollar, etc. within it. So, let us declare an identifier with all these special characters. See, it is giving a syntax error. Again, I will use the combination of special characters and letters. Again, it is giving me the syntax error. Hence, we cannot use special characters while declaring or defining the identifiers. So, this was all about our identifiers. Now let us see what are the comments in Python. A comment is a programmer readable explanation or annotation in the source code of a computer program. Remember this thing, this is a very important, that it is just a programmer readable explanation or annotation that is written in a source code, but mind you all, it is not a part of source code. Suppose there is one large Python program that is written by one programmer, and that programmer has to give that program to some another programmer. So, sometimes if the program is too large and there are multiple variables or multiple parts of source code in the same program, then there can be an ambiguity or confusion between which variable is assigned for which purpose, which variable is used for which value, and which part of a source code is exactly used for which task. So, the another programmer can get confused. So to make him understand about the source code or various parts of source code, first programmer writes some details explaining that part of a source code or the explaining the values for particular variables. That part is just for explanation purpose of that another programmer, and that is called as a comment. So it is just for self understanding of a source code for other programmer. Or sometimes a programmer himself gets confused when there comes to a possibility of large programs or multiple modules of some large program that is written by a single programmer. He may get confused amongst all those modules. For his self-understanding purpose, he himself writes the explanation in the parts of source code. Whatever written in a comment is neither executed by a compiler or interpreter nor displayed in an output. This is a much important part that you have to remember. Comments are neither compiled nor interpreted and not displayed in the output as well, because they are not the part of source code and they are just programmer readable explanation or annotation. Now let us see the examples of comments. Again, I have opened Python's shell or Python's interactive interpreter, that is GUI. Again, I will put some value to the variable a and will give the comment as this is a value only for a, and will ask the value of a. See, it's showing me 5 as an answer. Then I will ask what is a type of a. Then it is showing me class int, that is it is a integer value. So in this output lines you have not seen this comment because this was not a part of your source code. So comments are neither compiled nor interpreted and also not displayed in your output. So this was about comments. Now let us learn the two types of comments. First is single line comment, which is indicated by hash, that we have seen in our earlier example. That is this one. This is a single line comment. The other one is multi-line comment, that is indicated by triple inverted comma and used to write if you have to write the comments on multiple lines. Now let us see the example of multi-lines comment. First thing to learn is we cannot write multi-line comment in the shell itself. For that matter, we have to select a new file over here and write the multi-line comment. If we write it in the shell, you can see that it is showing in the output as a string. So here I have written one small source code and written the multi-line comment and saved this program as p3.py. If I run this module, see, it is just printing the value of that a equal to 5 print a and not showing this comment part in this Python's shell. So this was all about our 7th lecture. Now let us meet in the next lecture. Don't forget to solve the assignment based on this lecture. Till then, thank you. Bye bye and take care.